Hi, I'm Virginie, and this is Better Minds. This podcast is a gentle space for honest conversations about mental health, creativity, and the music that shapes us. Whether you're healing, learning, or simply looking for comfort, I am so grateful you're here. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Better Minds. Today's guest is someone I've known for quite a long time. I first connected with Chloé Caroline almost 10 years ago, and we've had the chance to meet in person twice in Los Angeles over the years. It's been a while since we've sat down for a proper conversation, so this episode felt like a genuine catch-up between friends. We talk about how she's evolved as an artist and as a person, the lessons she's learned along the way, the creative journey that led to her new single, Shivers, and her upcoming album. If you're an artist navigating change, growth, or self-doubt, I think you'll find a lot to relate to in this conversation. So, without further ado, here's my conversation with Chloé Caroline. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. It's been forever. So good to see you.
Way too long. I can't even believe. How many years since you visited?
I don't know. I think it was in 2018 or 19.
Yeah, 'cause I think it was before COVID, right?
Yeah. I went there in 2022, but I didn't see you then.
Okay.
Because I think you asked me to come somewhere, but it was too far from where I was.
Where you were. Yeah.
Yeah, because, LA.
Yeah.
And I think the last time I saw you was in 2019.
Okay.
Because I came to your house and then we hung out at the beach.
That was so fun. I know. I still owe you a Paris trip.
I know.
Look at my tour. It's on my bucket list. Every time someone talks about going to France, I'm like, well, I already know somebody there, so
one day. But yeah, that was one of my favorite memories.
Yeah. I think we got ice cream. That was a good time.
Yeah, great memories.
I know.
We were babies. It was many years ago.
I know. That's crazy. Time flies.
So what have you been up to since, I don't know, 2018?
Oh my gosh, so much. Let's see, I released a lot of music since
Yeah.
I think, I went through a full-blown spiritual awakening and all this really a lot of self-development stuff during COVID. A lot of people I'm sure did, but just happened to have a lot of big changes then. And then in that time, wrote 2 EPs and released those, The Awakening Volume 1 and Volume 2. Released some collaborations. What else? Had some film placements, which were exciting. On, let's see, MTV was one of them. I wrote an end title for a film that came out last year and had 2 songs in that. A movie called Everything to Me. And yeah, I just, so many different things. I can't even tell you.
Damn. And when did you move to Nashville? Was it before?
So I had lived in Nashville I moved there right out of high school when I was 18. And then I went to college there. And then I lived there for another 2 years after that. And then I moved back to LA. Okay. So I'm here in LA now. Yeah.
That was forever ago.
I know,
yeah.
Forever ago.
Because I followed that journey.
Yeah.
I thought it was after COVID, but no, way before.
No. Yeah. Well, it was right before COVID. I moved back to LA. So that was, I think, April or May of 2019. I moved. Obviously not expecting the world to shut down, but
yep.
I was really grateful because my parents were here, so I got to be with them.
So, big question. What's something you've discovered about yourself since we last met?
Oh my goodness, that's a great question. I would say I really learned, specifically during that initial period of, again, COVID, and probably between like 2020 and 2022, really like how to find peace in the present moment. I've always been very go, go, go type of personality, which can serve me in a lot of ways for my career, obviously, given, I've been an independent artist for a very long time and just creatively handling like a lot of different things, but it also can lead to like massive burnout, which happened to me. And that was like part of why I ended up moving back to, kind of back to LA, because I just needed to kind of like have a fresh, mindset, I guess, and a little reset. And I was burning myself out in Nashville. And so I think I really learned how to find comfort in the present and really figure out like what was authentically feeling aligned with me as a person, as a creative, learning how to just even like find enjoyment writing by myself again, and really creating from a place of truth, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is hard. It's still a journey, like the whole process of surrender and forcing yourself to slow down and making sure things feel aligned and being able to like make a solid judgment call on that is something that I think you're always gonna be challenged with, but I think you get better at it
Yeah.
the more you tune in to yourself.
So how do you slow down?
Yeah, for me, I'm a big nature sunshine girl, surprise, surprise, California girl. So for me, like one of the biggest ways I do that is by actually like getting outside. And I find a lot of comfort in just in walking by the water. I need to find time every single day to do that for myself, I've realized. If I don't, I feel stir crazy. So it allows me to kind of just breathe, think. A lot of times I don't even have any headphones in. I'm not listening to music. Like it's just me and my own thoughts and kind of just observing the world. And then I would say cooking is another one. I love to cook. So for me, like cooking, baking, like another form of creativity has always been helpful in getting me to like slow down and just kind of get out of my head a little bit, I guess.
Cooking is amazing.
Oh, I love it.
I cook so much now, and it feels like you can be in the present when you cook.
Totally. I agree. And you're just kind of, for me, I just kind of make it up as I go. I've never really been like much of like a recipe person. With baking, you kind of have to be a little bit more. I've royally messed up things when I've winged it. But yeah, with cooking, I can kind of just, it's flow. I think it helps me flow, honestly. Which I think sometimes, you kind of get stuck overthinking things. And with cooking, it's like, oh, let's add a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, I love it. I've also been doing a lot of Legree Pilates, and it's been really awesome because I used to be very much into kind of like high intensity training, that sort of thing. And it's really forced me to kind of like, it's all about being slow and intentional. So again, a challenge when you're in the moment, you want to like rush through something, but it's been great. It's really helped. I feel like my strength, obviously, but also like my nervous system kind of reset.
Yeah, I bet. So when you look back at the artist you were in 2018, I would say, what do you think would surprise her most about who you've become today?
I would say I think she would be very proud of me for being brave enough to follow my intuition, even if it meant leaving some things behind, perhaps. Stepping out of my comfort zone a little bit. I've always kind of been the type of person that learns when they're thrown into scenarios, and it's like, are you gonna sink or are you gonna swim? Type of thing. But at the same time, like, I do think there was definitely like a while where it was like definitely just trying to survive and keep things up, like trying to keep safe and floating the whole time, rather than like really taking a leap of faith towards what actually felt right and was bringing me peace. And also, yes, like, I think a lot of growth comes with some of course fear, and so it's not always necessarily going to be like easy or certain. Definitely not. But I think being able to recognize like the difference in, this does not feel right for me. This is causing me, either extreme anxiety or more bad than good. And then, oh no, this is challenging, but it's still firing me up. There's still something at the end of the day that is like giving me a little, boost of energy, of excitement, whatever that is. So I think following the things that light you up, the people that light you up, that's kind of been, I think, a big one for me, definitely.
Yeah.
And musically too, also, like, just being like, you know what, like, that I want to make stuff that feels like me, and not like the artist necessarily next to me. And obviously we can look at people and take things that we, in the sense of like, oh, they're doing this in a really cool way, or like, I loved how they, did such and such with the guitar. Like, you can obviously be inspired by other artists, but like, to really be able to be like bold enough to say, that's not me, that is me, let's try this. Especially after like moving from Nashville, where a lot of I felt like I was very pigeonholed for a while creatively.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just, I think like, yeah, being a blonde girl, playing, guitar, or wanting anything like organic in my music, it was kind of like, oh, country, sure, but also just even limited with like, oh no, I want to add this cool groove, or I want to add this sort of, I don't know, atmospheric production or electronic whatever, and like feeling like I couldn't do that because it wouldn't necessarily be country pop at the time, when I was more country pop, or it wouldn't fit what everybody else was doing, and eventually I was like, nah, I'm just gonna make the music that feels like Chloe.
You did it.
Thank you. Yeah. So again, like, it's always evolving, and I was like, all right, what's the next phase? But yeah, I think being able to be like, yeah, this feels right, this doesn't.
Yeah. What's something about the music industry that you used to believe when you started, but no longer believe today?
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's a really good one. I would say that even if you have, I mean, man, I could probably give you so many answers for this, but even if you have like the right, or the team, even if you were to have like the financial funding, it doesn't necessarily matter if you still don't know who you are as an artist. I don't know, like, it's not, I guess more so, it's not a magic solution to anything, and you still have to put in the work, if not like even more so, to really like direct the ship. Like, you can't completely ever just take your hands off. I wish sometimes that was the case, but I've found like, there's been times where it's like, oh yeah, these people are on board to help me, and hoping that I could 100% like kind of let go of the reins, and I've never really been that person, so I've always like teetered on like, I think it's a balance of like, how much control do you give up to trust people to have your back, and then also like, okay, it's not necessarily going to mean you're going to go viral just because these people are involved, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's so many factors that go into it.
I just
Yeah.
had a vision out of nowhere.
Yeah. Oh my God. Do share.
No, I just remember something from the past.
Okay.
Like, did you have a song called Indian Summer?
I did.
That was the first song
That was.
I heard of you. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's.
Because I couldn't see it on Spotify. So I was like,
Yeah, it's for some reason, I don't know, this single itself got taken down. It is on Spotify, but it's on the Love of Course soundtrack. So I'd released it,
okay.
the movie that I had been in. And so it was on that record.
Okay.
But
so that wasn't
yeah.
a dream. That was real.
No, it was real. That was like a big, yeah, for me, like it definitely catapulted a lot of things for me. That was the radio at Disney Channel.
Yeah. I remember that. And I think you had another song on Disney.
Yeah. I had a few. They were so awesome. I mean, considering too, it's like I was an independent artist, and I was in college, and to like have my music on there and for them to put on board. I mean, that's the coolest thing. Like I on the other hand, I've been really pleasantly surprised. Of course, there's a lot of gatekeepers that can be really discouraging, but there are people out there that do support independent artists. I've had amazing radio stations support me, again, TV, things like that, and that's encouraging. It is.
You're doing great.
Thank you. Sorry for the sirens. Los Angeles.
Let's talk about today. You have a new song coming out very soon.
Yes, I'm so excited. That's Shivers. It is the first single off of my upcoming album. So I'm very excited. Wow. It's a song that I actually wrote right before I think I moved here. So it has been sitting, waiting to be released to the world for like 6 years.
Wow.
And it's one that I knew was very special from the moment that I sang it. It kind of lights you up, back to like what we were just talking about. Like, it is a song that I wrote when I was in that burnout phase, where I was like, I don't feel like I'm really living my life, and I want to feel shivers again. I want life to give me goosebumps again. I want to, and realizing that like that was like a choice to, again, slow down enough to feel those things and not become numb to everything, and figure out like what those things were that made me feel that way. And more often than not, they're not fancy things. It's not money related. It's not thrill seeking. Of course those things can be exciting, but usually it is like watching a sunset and like getting emotional watching a sunset, or a first kiss, or listening to a song for the first time and getting goosebumps. Like, it's a lot of those moments. And for me, as somebody too who like tends to feel very heavily, to the point where sometimes I feel like I kind of want to escape it. So, like, I won't necessarily like listen to the song because it'll like really affect me or something. It really was, for me, being kind of a reminder of like, or it is a reminder, a continual reminder that it's like good to feel things, and that's what makes us feel alive. And choosing those I guess intentional things that bring us joy, that make us feel like that, is something that like we need. It's not just like a want, it's something that we need in order to like thrive, just like food. Like,
yeah.
I think it's funny, like I was thinking the other day, I was like, this song is teaching me the same lesson again. I've again kind of been in this kind of weird like limbo of just like energetically, I think too, and really at like a certain precipice in my career with some opportunities and support that are kind of coming in for me. But I really have kind of been on the edge, I feel like, of the burnout in a different way. And so it's been really nice to kind of like have that reminder as I'm about to release this song about that. So
Yay.
yeah.
Can't wait.
Me either. It's kicking off a lot of songs, so I'm excited.
Have you finished your album yet?
Yes, I have. Yeah, it is. So, I mean, I don't know when this is coming out. I don't know if I'm like allowed to say this, but yeah, so basically this album is kind of like an accumulation of this journey the past few years. It is got quite a few, it's composed of the EPs, the songs from the EPs, and a couple other new songs. And it's really like this complete story for me, and it was really important to me before, like, I feel like fully moving on to the next phase of my career, to get this out there. Like, it was like I needed to have this complete picture, because these are songs that I really like. I think, as an artist, when it's happening, you're like, this is important. This is a moment in time. I'm having these revelations in my life, and these songs hold that significance for me. And so I was like, I need to have a project that kind of like fully shows the story of this awakening for me. So yeah, I'm just super excited.
Me too.
Yeah. And it was just kind of also like, why am I not putting these out there? Like, I need to stop just like sitting on them. I think again, like as a creative, you're constantly writing. So there's all these new things that I was making, which I'm also excited about. But it was like, wait, hold on. I've got all of these other ones too that are sitting there that like I know are great songs and part of my journey. Just put them out there. Screw it. It'll find the people that are meant to hear it.
So who are you working with?
Ooh.
On this album?
In what way?
On this album.
Oh yes. So again, the two EPs were Jamie Kenny and Brian West were two of the producers that I had worked with on those. Both really, really talented producers. Yeah, honored to work with them. Brian worked with Nelly Furtado and AWOL Nation and Andy Grammer, some people that like I really, have admired for a while. And Jamie worked with Fletcher. He's working with a lot of other artists in Nashville. So they were awesome and part of this like development. And then at the same time, I got to work with two of my really good friends and two amazing producer-writers, Darren Rail and Eric Ronick. And again, have been a huge part of my journey for a long time. So it's very cool to, obviously different songwriters as well in there. But most of the songs, honestly, it was either like Darren and I or Eric and I. And so it's really cool that they've kind of seen my growth for the past few years. And finally we get to put our songs out. They're two of my favorite people and have always been super open to my ideas and really like just making stuff that like feels like me and really involving me in the process. Like I really got to be kind of like, a co-producer in a way on a lot of these songs because they were open to it. And that's always really encouraging.
Damn, girl.
Yeah. But yeah, most of it was the stuff with Darren. He lives in Nashville, so some of that was done there. And then Eric lives here in LA, so I worked with him. And then actually Shivers, interestingly enough, even though it was written and recorded in Nashville, we ended up mixing it when I was in Thailand. I got to go to Thailand and like
really.
I did, yeah. So I went to Thailand, right, like literally like a week before I moved back to LA, and I had an amazing experience there, with some of the songs that are on this album, and we ended up like sometimes even like redoing them after that. But there was a couple songs that got mixed there and produced there. So You Don't Love, my second to last single that was done in Thailand, which is crazy. And then also Shivers was mixed there. I'm trying to think what else was done there. I have some other songs too that still haven't come out that were done there. So just kind of a fun thing.
I cannot wait to hear it. Do you have a release date?
I do, yeah. Oh, for the single?
For the album.
Oh, for the album. I do, yeah. September. We're aiming for September. I'd have to look at the exact date. But
September something. Okay.
September something. Yeah. Like I think it was like mid to late September. We're aiming for. I think September 18th is the goal date, you know. Things may shift around, but that's the goal right now.
Yay!
Yeah, with a few more singles before that. So
okay. Yeah. I will support the songs.
Oh, thank you so much.
I will do my best.
I'll rope you into it.
So, what lesson took you the longest to learn as both an artist and a human being?
Oh my goodness. Oh, you have great questions. What lesson? I would say that nobody is going to love you like you love yourself. So, and that you can't, if you don't love yourself like you want to be loved by others, you are never going to feel true like satisfaction, I guess, or fulfillment. Yeah, I think that honestly is kind of the answer to everything, whether it's to like making sure that you're attracting the right kind of love into your life or friendship or again, even a job, and nevertheless, like as a singer-songwriter, you know, if I'm not, you know, fueling myself with and really loving on myself, it's going to be like blatantly obvious, I feel, you know, yeah, that I would say kind of like the biggest lesson. And again, it's not always easy, but yeah.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
Yeah. And just, yeah, we can't really expect others to treat us like that if we don't treat ourselves that way.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
What's something you've recently given yourself permission to do or stop doing?
Oh my gosh. Again, hitting him with the hard questions, but in a good way.
Sorry.
No, this is good because if you were like sent me a list of these, I'd take like forever trying to answer them and I'd probably write like an essay. Honestly, okay, with that in mind, I would say like over explaining myself. I feel like I've always kind of been like that, like somebody who feels like I have to make sure that like people really understand like where I'm coming from, like what my intentions are, like you know, being crystal clear on whatever it is that I'm talking about, I guess. So I would say like not feeling a need to like over explain something.
Dude, and I used to do that all the time.
It's hard. It's like a people pleasing thing, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know. It's the anxiety in me.
Yeah.
I want to please people. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think, yeah, not wanting their words to be like misconstrued in any way. Like, but again, like we only have so much control over that. And if we know our truth, I think genuinely like that is like what matters most. But sometimes, you know, that can be really scary because you're like, what if they don't see that, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
We control other people.
Now I try to give short answers.
Man, I aspire. Gen Z is great at this. Gen Z is so good at like just being able to like sum something up. Like basic, and I would say like that is such a struggle for me sometimes on social media, like captions and like on screen like text hooks, because I just like my tendency is to like definitely go overboard. And I've always been like such a writer, right? You know, so like over writing it, like it was always kind of my thing even in school. So it's, you know, it's just Yeah, I got a lot of
Yeah.
work.
Yeah. For example, if you say no to something or someone, try to give a short answer.
No.
Just
Now all your
just a
questions are going
sentence.
to be like, yes, it was great. I'm just going to answer like in like past.
But it's hard. It is hard. You will get there someday if you want to.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, at least if it's where it matters most, I would like to be able to get better at that.
Yep. Another deep question.
Yeah, but that's okay.
You're gonna sleep for 10 hours after that. What's one piece of self-care advice that sounds simple but genuinely change your life?
Oh, I mean, again, I would say it comes back to, and I probably say this in like every interview ever, but um, really pinpointing the things that bring you joy, that light you up. And I think kind of making those things like the center of what everything else evolves around is key, because if you don't know what those are, I think you kind of tend to feel very lost. And then also a huge part of my journey was learning how to trust myself in my decisions. And I still struggle with being indecisive. I mean, that's a very common like thing when you have ADD, which I do. But I remember like when I was like, like again, I'll just use the walking example. Like walking really makes me feel good. It's something that, kind of clears my head or whatever. And like being intentional about like, no matter what, like I'm going to give myself at least like a 30-minute walk a day, and sticking to that for me, it helped me, yeah, just be able to trust my decisions and trust that like, I could be okay no matter what was going on around me. I guess there's some level of like, I'm still taking care of myself, I guess.
Beautiful, Chloe. Walking is amazing, by the way. I walked this morning.
I love it. It's the best. I try to walk everywhere. It's just, I don't know, for me. I love it. It's hard in LA, but I also purposely live in a beach town so that, when I am not driving into the city, I can pretty much walk most places around my house.
Nice. So yeah, it's easier to walk there.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I'm like a mile from, Trader Joe's, which is my favorite. So hear me out. Okay, I don't know if this is correct, but like I feel like the French tend to like get like they don't get like groceries for the week. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go to the market and get a baguette and see every day or something. For me, it's like I don't meal prep. I probably should. But it's like, what am I feeling like today? And then I'll like walk to Trader Joe's and get that to make it later. I don't know. It's like very spontaneous.
Well, I love that.
Is that a French thing? I don't know.
We buy groceries just once a week.
Okay, fine.
And then we can go walk and get a bread. Sure. Almost every day sometimes we can do that. It's a very French thing to do.
In my head about the French. Maybe I'm thinking about people in Spain. I don't know. Like the slow life.
Yeah, Spain is different. But yeah, keep going with your Trader Joe's life.
Yeah,
I love it.
I love it. It's great. It keeps me moving.
So how far is it from your house?
It is almost, I think it's exactly a mile from my house. So I can't get too many groceries when I go, because I have definitely already felt in the street where I am lugging like 50 pounds of groceries and like struggling down the street. So I haven't done that before, but I try not to. The bag's breaking.
Yeah. Well, that is fun. Keep doing that. So, if you could sit down with your younger self before she released her first music, what would you tell her and what would you keep secret so she could discover it on her own?
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Maybe that don't care about what other people think, which is really hard. Or not don't care, but like the people that are meant to find your music are going to find your music. So stop second guessing yourself, I guess. Don't second guess yourself if you don't get like an immediate reaction to something. I really, yeah, I mean, I continually find value in like the one person that will like respond to something with like a beautiful message about how my music has like helped them in some way. And for me, like it really, again, of course, I would love to reach like as many people as possible with my music, but if it's not in a way like that is like truly helping people, then it really doesn't matter to me, like that the true fulfillment comes from those moments where you can really have that like one-on-one connection and realize that like it's impacting somebody's life. Yeah, that's what matters. So I'd say that. And then like, I don't know, the discovering on her own. I guess just that like, you were always meant to do this in some form, and that there's like also skills that like you might be afraid to try right now, but like you're going to, and you're going to be surprised at like you being decent at them. I guess, I've like learned so much just from either like an opportunity that was presented that I again kind of got thrown into, whether it's acting or something like that, or even just like becoming like a really great, or not really great, but like a decently good editor for like content and stuff. Now, like obviously, I don't, at the moment at least, like full blown edit all my own music videos. But I create a lot of content for myself, for brands that pay me to create content for them. And I think I do a pretty good job. And that was all kind of just self-taught. So, yeah.
Wow. I am very impressed.
Aw, thank you. I appreciate it.
One last question. Do you have any advice for young artists out there?
Yeah. I mean, everything I just said, so hope you were listening. But,
Especially women.
yeah, female artists, definitely. I mean, I would just say, like, the worst thing that can happen is that like nothing happens. So like you might as well put something out there, like reach out to I mean, I've gotten a lot of opportunity just from like cold DMing or emailing people or whatever. So a lot of people I think are afraid or embarrassed of that. But again, the worst case scenario, nobody responds or they're an asshole. And best case scenario, they do, and I think, and something actually happens. So yeah, I would say like, especially like, as a woman too, really being adamant about like allowing yourself to be seen for these opportunities that like maybe they're not currently being presented to you for whatever reason, or you feel like you would never be, get to be a part of maybe, but, I mean, a perfect example again, and I've said this on other shows, but like Alt 98.7 is a radio station here in Los Angeles. It's an amazing alt station. And I never thought I would be a fit necessarily. I don't even know if I necessarily am a fit for like their typical genre of music. And yet they've supported me now multiple times. And there's a show called She Is the Voice that is run by Lisa Warden, who's an amazing human being and music lover, and and radio DJ. She's been around for a long time supporting artists, and she supports female artists. And so, like, I never thought my music would necessarily be on there, and it was. And it was because I reached out, and just kind of put it out there. So obviously, if I would have made an assumption that they would never play my music, then it wouldn't have happened. So yeah, I think that's kind of a big one.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. A huge thank you to Chloe for taking the time to share her story, her reflections in this new chapter of her journey with us. If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to follow the podcast and share this episode with a friend who might need to hear it. You can find Chloe's latest music, including her new single, Shivers, through the links in this episode description. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you again very soon for another conversation. If you're an artist looking for support or guidance, I offer services to help you grow your music journey. You can learn more on my website, bettermusicofficial.com, and connect with me on social media at bettermusicofficial. See you in 2 weeks, and as always, take care of your mind.